Alright, it's day 246. This video is going to be the second installment of my keys to success. The first one was consistency, just major big lessons I've learned this year that have helped me succeed to a certain degree. So yeah, last one was consistency, or last one was commitment. This one is a bit of a hybrid, but I guess you could group it into consistency and, hold up, I have to sneeze, maybe I don't. Okay, consistency, I think is a broad grouping, but one of the major keys that you have to do is you need to be able to stick to something and not see results. I guess this kind of ties into fucking last one. It's a more zoomed in part of it, but a major factor of success is being able to stick to one thing and work at it hard every day for an extended period of time with no fucking results. When it feels like the world's stacked against you, when nothing's working, then you have to keep going and show up every fucking day. That is one of the fucking key principles. Excuse me. And I would attribute a decent amount of my success to that, and that's a principle that's lifelong, not changing. So that's something you need to understand if you're gonna embark on a journey like this. You will go through a period, every entrepreneur has gone through this period of working like a dog and not having anything to show for it, having no results, feeling like everything's going against you. And that's just part of the fucking game. You can't get discouraged. It's like a test. You can't get discouraged. You can't let off the gas. Have to keep going, head down, continue working, and it'll pay off, I promise. So consistency is a big one, big one, ties into commitment. Let me think here, some more lessons I've learned this year. I mean, those are the big two for me. I think they were both muscles that I needed to strengthen. Commitment more than consistency, because I understood the consistency part, but actually going through that phase is a bit troubling. And it'll show up in different time periods. It doesn't have to be a year. There's short-term versions and there's long-term versions. And I guess in the beginning, the short-term version I had was when I switched to drop shipping. Organic drop shipping, where I was making the videos myself. There was probably a 3-week period where I was showing up every day. I was doing the fucking videos. I was getting better. I was making better content. I was running a bunch of different products. I would spend, you spend like an hour on a video, on one video, and you're posting 10 a day. And not all videos you spend an hour on, but for example, like you think of this idea, you fucking film it, you get the product, you get the right lighting, you edit it for 30 minutes, you get the perfect cuts, you post it, and this is like your baby, and it gets 500 views, and it flops, and you do that fucking 50 more times. That is what I'm trying to paint you here. Like, that is very common, but that stint was only 3 weeks, and then I had a viral video, and I got some results. But there is also long-term, That's just part of the fucking game. You can't get over that. You cannot get over that. You gotta listen to your gut a bit. You gotta listen to your instincts. It's like, is that fucking the consistency piece, or am I just in the wrong vehicle? Am I just doing the wrong things? Because self-doubt can often be hidden as just doing the wrong fucking thing, I guess. But it's vice versa. It goes the other way too. Self-doubt is big. You gotta know the difference between self-doubt and I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it exists, and hopefully you understand what I'm trying to say. There's a difference between self-doubt and fucking actually doing the wrong thing, you know what I mean? And you should know. You just gotta trust your gut, honestly. Move from the heart, move from the gut, you know. Your brain is often gonna trick you. Um, yeah, move from the heart. Big one too. But I guess you kind of just get comfortable. One of the things I had to do is just get comfortable with I don't want to say failure because that's like a negative word, but failure is not a negative thing. But you have to get comfortable with like being in the pits of despair, of like nothing is working. You're in the eye of the storm, you know what I mean? You're just getting hammered and nothing fucking works. And you just gotta keep trekking onward because you know there's a rainbow on the other side. That is like one of the harder parts of it for sure. But it's also kind of very fun, like being in that depths of despair. There's a difference between being in like a self-induced depths of despair and like a fucking external. I want to say external in quotations because it's all kind of self-inflicted, but it's either conscious or unconsciously. But when you're working, what I mean is when you're working every day hard as fuck towards your goal and you're in the pits of despair, like that's kind of fun. That's kind of fun. It's like, you're like, all right, motherfucker, like what's next? Like what else is gonna get thrown at me? Like, you know, how much more can I do? It's like, it's kind of fun getting beat down a bit when it's your choice, but when you're not working hard or you know you're not doing things that you're supposed to be doing and you're in the pits of despair, that shit sucks. But that shit's also your choice. So, two sides to the same coin. Yeah, that's really fucking two of my biggest lessons this year. I think those are the keys to success within entrepreneurship and probably within life too. Farther zoomed out, there's just a period everyone goes through. You're gonna be sitting, working hard as fuck, no results, and you're gonna have to keep going. Show up every day. And that's the thing too. And that's everybody that had any kind of success can attest to that. I guarantee it. It's just a fucking prerequisite. There's no fucking way around that shit. And it's like you can look at it like it's a shitty situation, or you can look at it like it's fun. Like I said, like the self-induced pits of despair can be fun. You know, you gotta enjoy it. It's all about how you look at it. So that's another big lesson. But I'm still working on that. It's just having the awareness, the self-awareness to change your whole perception of reality, because that's all that is. Like, it's so hard for me to describe because I'm not like hyper intelligent, but if you could just alter your view of reality, you could be living your dream life. Like, it's so simple but yet so hard and like almost out of grasp. It's like, it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Like this, nothing is real. There's no objective reality, if that makes sense. Like everything is self-perceived. Everything is like personally perceived, if that makes sense. So it's like you have, and the beauty of it is you have the choice every day and every moment to completely change how you look at the world. And you just need the self-awareness to do that, which can be hard, but it's like anything else. It's like a muscle. You can train it, you know? There's like multiple layers and levels of like awareness that, and the higher you go up, the better. I hope this makes sense. I hope there's some kind of semblance of a fucking concept in there, but those are my big lessons for the year. I think you can master that, and I think self-awareness, like I said too, it's hard to master, but one of the most powerful things you can have in your arsenal. Just being aware of all these things, being aware of like, you know, you could see a shadow and one person could think it's a demon and another person thinks it's a shadow. You know what I mean? It's like this, learn how to deceive, you know, I wish I was smart enough to fucking describe this shit and articulate it well, but think there's some gold in there. So, yeah, those are my big lessons for the year. And hopefully I get some crazier ones in the next year. So, yeah, I'm going to leave it here. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.